everybody, I'm back again with another recap of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. This is season number 1, episode 7, and this is a get ready with me and a recap put together. Okay, so I have an event to go to in like an hour, and I was like, I really need to get this recap because I've been putting them out super late here lately, and I feel really bad about it. You guys deserve better. And so I said, why don't we just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'll show you guys my little gentle beat makeup routine while I get ready to go to this event. So that's what we're gonna do. And of course, as always, I'm going to start out with a face mask. You guessed it. So it's Prime Day. By the time you watch this, it won't be Prime Day anymore. But I just, literally just sent my order in, and I'm super excited because I ordered the Sand and Sky. I'll show you pink clay mask. Y'all, it gets here Friday. I can't wait. I'm going to bust it open as soon as the package lands on my doorstep. This is like the cheapy version that I got from TJ Maxx. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully it's focusing. I can't see. It's just a pink clay mask that I got from TJ Maxx because I wanted to try out some pink clay. And now I have the real deal, which is the Sand and Sky brand that everybody talks about on all the social media platforms. And so I'm super excited to try it. The first couple we're going to talk about is Jenny and Sumit. So Jenny and Sumit are boring, y'all. They are a sweet couple. I totally and truly 100% believe that their love is real. I think that they really love each other. I think that they're in it for the long haul, but they're boring. And I feel like TLC is trying to throw things in to mix it up to make us interested in them when we're not really interested in them. Sumit is super sweet, like him a lot, like Jenny. Good luck to them, but I kind of don't care about their story. This episode, Jenny went to go meet Sumit's friends, which I thought was really sweet. His friends were so nice and respectable. They seem super supportive of Jenny and Sumit's relationship. The only problem that they have is that he's lying to his parents about it. And they kind of feel like if, you're serious about this girl and you love her, then you need to stand up to your parents and tell your parents about the relationship if you're talking about marrying her. And they're not wrong. I think that Sumit needs to let his family know what's going on. He's lying like he's a 16-year-old boy trying to sneak out of the house to go to a party. And it's not that. It's marriage. You're marrying this woman that you love. And as much as it is against tradition, against your culture, against what your family wants, you need to be a man and stand up to them and let them know, hey, I know you guys don't like it, but this is the decision that I make. Take it or leave it. You can disown me, whatever, but this is my girl. I love her and I'm going to be with her. And let that be the end of it. I'm kind of sick of this whole dragging it out with him sneaking around. His family doesn't know, and now they're running into all these issues. So now with them going to get their marriage license, it has to be sent to his permanent address. Now, this part totally confused me because I don't understand why the apartment that he and Jenny share together can't be his permanent address. It has to be his home address, or maybe by permanent address, they mean the place that you've lived the longest. I don't know, but I was confused. I was like, is not the apartment he lives with her a permanent address? I mean, it's a building. It's an entity. It has an address. Why can't it just be sent there? So apparently it has to be sent to, I don't know what permanent address means in India. Maybe it means just the place you've lived the longest where you say that you reside, because he's secretly living with Jenny. But I would think that he has an address at this place, and I don't understand why they just can't send the marriage license there. But they have to send it to the home that he shared with his family, which is a big problem because that means his cover will be blown and his family will now know that he's planning to marry this woman. And that's a big issue for him. Like I said, I feel like it doesn't make any sense to me why they can't just send it to their apartment where they live together. I don't know if this is another ploy from TLC to make it look like there's drama where there isn't. Because like I said in the beginning, Jenny and Sumit technically are boring and they really don't have much to go on. So we've got to cling to these little pieces of meat that are on this bone that is their storyline. The other thing was when they were at dinner with the friends, Sumit tried to buck up at some dude across the way. That was totally fake and staged. The reason why I think it was fake and staged is because everybody was speaking English. Why would random people at a table in India be speaking English back and forth? And why would he speak English to them? Sumit was speaking English. They were speaking English. Something about that just didn't ring true with me. I didn't like it. It was like, oh, they're talking and laughing about me and her. First of all, who are these people? It ain't nobody else in this little area but them and y'all, and they happen to be giggling about you. Fake. I smell a fake scene drummed up by the producers. But nonetheless, So that's their biggest issue right now, is Sumit's scared to tell his parents. Sumit, get over it, baby. Okay? If you want to marry this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, older white woman, and it's so against your religion, and you're so scared of your family, then go marry a little Hindu girl that they pick out for you. If you're that scared of your family and so worried about what they're going to think about you being with a woman that you love and choosing who you want to marry, then why don't you be a good son and go marry a Hindu girl from your village like your family wants you to do? But if you're going to be brave enough to bring an American white older woman over to your country to live with you, then you need to be also brave enough to stand up to your family. And that's just the end of it. I wish them the best, but I'm sick of Sumit with this whole hiding from his mommy and daddy. How old are you? Are you 15 or are you 30? Okay, let's come on now, sit him down and tell him. Now, I understand that it's hard. I understand it's a cultural thing, and I understand his family might disown him, but you have thought through all those things before Jenny came, and you still chose to tell her to come. So as hard as it is and as tough as it is, and you don't know how they're going to react, you got to do it. All right, you got to put your big boy pants on, bite the bullet, go talk to your parents and tell them the truth. But that's basically it for Jenny and Sumit. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next up is Evelyn and Corey. So y'all, I don't even like to recap them because I just feel like everything they do is super fake. They're still playing this whole American in the rural wilderness is uncomfortable line, and Evelyn does not give two flying F's about Corey, nor his comfort, nor how he feels, nothing. They're really pushing this on us to convince us that this is how they are and this is their storyline. And that's fine. It's TV, cool. I really don't pay attention during their scenes, to be perfectly honest. Now, I did pay attention during that doggone magic trick. Evelyn's younger brother's birthday. And so everybody's coming to somebody's house, I don't know where, for this birthday party. There was a chicken that had to be killed or something like that. Corey was scared. I don't know. They killed a live chicken, apparently, and he had to bring it with them. Whatever. That was a whole drama scene with the chicken. Who cares? So they get there. Evelyn's younger brother's turning 13, so good, happy birthday to him. Corey is speaking to the family. Her dad, the brother, his Spanish is a little bit rusty. He's speaking it, but he doesn't really quite understand, and some things that Evelyn has to translate for him, and she seems kind of annoyed that he doesn't know Spanish that well yet, which I also think it's weird that he didn't know Spanish better. I would have expected more from Corey, so I kind of see why Evelyn's a little annoyed at that. I mean, why haven't you learned how to speak Spanish? You've been traveling the world. You're like 32. You probably should have learned Spanish by now. After 4 years of them being together, he should know how to speak Spanish fluently. So I don't know if that was just him faking like he didn't really speak Spanish and struggling and her helping him, or if he really just doesn't know how to speak Spanish. But I would think if you are proposing to this girl, you've been together for 4 years, you would have learned how to speak Spanish. But nevertheless, they're at the party, and it's kind of awkward. He's the only white person there, and he feels out of place. So he wants to do something to get the family's attention so that he can kind of bond with them. Corey has said that he's done magic, since he was a young child, and he wants to do a magic trick for them. Now, here's the problem. Anybody generally knows that most people in Spanish-speaking countries or Caribbean countries, Haiti, South America, Central America, a lot of those people are religious and superstitious. They're mostly Catholic, and they're really superstitious. Like, any type of omen is a bad sign for them. They are into different things. They believe in stuff like black magic. That's kind of common knowledge. I mean, I knew that. I don't know why Corey doesn't know that. And Evelyn dang sure knows that because that's her people. So Corey decides to do a magic trick. And it wasn't just a pick a card, any card, let me close my eyes and I flip it over and the card's there. No, it was a trick that had several steps, pomp and circumstance. The uncle had to write the card down on a piece of paper. He tears the piece of paper off. Corey lights the piece of paper on fire, rubs the ashes on his forearm, and then the card that the uncle pulled appears on his forearm. And the grandmother is like, y'all in here working with demons. Where is my holy water? Where is my anointing oil? Y'all in here doing that satanic stuff, and we don't play that around here, all right? Black magic. Evelyn sits there and helps Corey go through this entire magic trick, knowing full well that her family would think that it was black magic and did not care. This girl has no feelings for this man. She is so indifferent to him immersing himself in their culture, in her family liking him. I mean, of course, she says that she wants him to be independent and be comfortable around his family and around her culture. But yet, why would you allow him to do a magic trick when you know good and well your grandma believed in black magic and he rubbing ashes on his arms and lighting stuff on fire? That was too much. He could have done pull a cord out of somebody's ear, just something simple. I don't know why that magic trick had so many steps. So when the magic trick was over, I mean, it was a great trick. He executed it well. I mean, it worked. He called the card. It worked. He did it perfectly. He didn't falter or anything, but it was just a lot of steps and a fire and ashes, and it was just too much. It literally looked like a ritual, and I get why they were all like, hold up. What are y'all into? This is some white man from America. I don't know what y'all on. So the family is shook. They did not applaud. They did not say a word when the magic trick was over. It was like everybody was staring at Corey like they were getting ready to burn him at the stake. This was a terrible idea. And Evelyn should have told him, you know what, babe? Why don't we try something else other than magic to try to bond with my family? Why don't you tell a joke in Spanish? Why don't we play a game? Like, are there any games that family games, like kind of like Taboo, but their version of it that families like to do together to bond? Something, anything, but it's something that would make them think he was into black magic. It was terrible. It did not go over well. I'm kind of over them. I really, honestly, I'm watching it and I'm making thoughts and comments in my head, but I don't really honestly care what happens with them. If they stay together, fine. Good luck to him with that girl who is indifferent to him. If they break up, good for him. I hope he goes back home and finds a good Mormon girl that will have lots of his babies and marry him willingly. That's it for Evelyn and Corey. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, I'm back to my regular face and we are going to start this makeup look while we talk about Laura and Aladdin. So I've already moisturized and primed my face, and so now we're just going to put some foundation on and let's get to talking about Laura and Aladdin. Child. So Aladdin finally unblocked Laura. She was super nervous about coming to Qatar because she had not spoken to Aladdin in like a couple days. They had had a little bit of a disagreement about her jealousies and her insecurities, and he blocked her because that's what he does, because he's immature, and he blocks her every once in a while. If she starts acting crazy on him or something like that, he'll just block her to let her cool down instead of talking to her about why she feels so insecure about their relationship. Immature men. But nonetheless, she is on the plane and headed to Qatar, and when she lands, Aladdin is fresh faced and hair coiffed and ready to pick up the love of his life. Y'all, actually, I don't really like this couple. I mean, I don't dislike them, but I mean, they're not my favorite. I don't feel like them like I do Jenny and Submit. Like, I don't feel like their love is real. But it was super sweet when she got there and he had flowers for her and he gave her a hug and a kiss, and he was like, oh, I forgot we were in Qatar. I just wanted to, he was so happy to see her. Like, he broke the law when he saw his wife. I thought that was sweet. You know, he seemed genuinely happy. I still haven't quite figured out this man's end game. I think it has to do with money. I really think that Laura is a sugar mama for Aladdin. And I think that's why he's with her. But he is playing the role well. I mean, if she is a sugar mama and if their love is fake, he is doing it the correct way, because a lot of these people will get with these like Azin or Muhammad will get with these women and then won't even show them any love. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna be scamming them to get to America or scamming them to get some money, at least show them some love. So Aladdin is playing the scam correctly. I mean, if you're gonna scam somebody or if you're gonna fake love somebody to get money or get something, I don't know what, out of it, at least you can fake it like you like them. And if he's faking, I don't know, but I know that he's doing it right, because I feel that his feelings for her are sincere. He's a good actor. He doesn't treat her like Muhammad did with Danielle, where he was super standoffish and I don't want to kiss you and I don't want to do. That man kissed on his woman in public. He didn't care. Laura was acting real entitled and like a grumpy old lady this episode. Okay, so here's the first thing. Laura did not dress properly for an international flight. Baby girl, you have like a day and a half worth of flying, a long trip, and you decide to wear jeans and boots with a heel. Where are your Nikes? Where are your soft foam Pumas? Where are your comfortable shoes and your stretchy pants so that you can sit comfortably on the plane? When she got to the apartment, she couldn't even walk. Laura was tipping around like she was walking on hot coals. I mean, you would have thought she had on stilettos. Her ankles hurt, her feet hurt, and y'all know your ankles swell up when you travel. Talking about the altitude and the sitting down for so long. I know every time I fly, it doesn't matter how long the flight is, when I get off, my ankles are puffy, and I hate that. She could not even walk. She was like, grandma's coming, and when she said that, I was like, what is she talking about? And then when I saw her walk, you would have thought that she was walking around in stilettos for hours on concrete floor. She could not hardly move. And I was like, Laura, baby, why on earth would you choose to wear those boots with a heel and you know you're going to be traveling internationally? Where are your tennis shoes? You're trying to be cute for this man. You better put on a cute set of leggings and some cute Nikes and a big t-shirt and do your makeup when you get to the bathroom in the airport. That was a poor choice of dress for her. I feel like she's trying to be young and vibrant, and she just messed herself up and ended up looking old and humped over and just pitiful. So they get to the apartment. Y'all, the apartment was nice. She was worried because he had roaches before, and I was like, roaches? Oh, I can't do roaches. So I was with her for being concerned. But when she got there, I mean, the place was clean. They had tile floor everywhere, which is super easy to keep clean. She said that there was a weird smell like mothballs. Girl, she was being extra. She was looking around and acting like, oh, where's my oven? Girl, you were in Qatar. You're not like, I can't stand when Americans go to another country and then act like it's going to be America when they get there. Why are you, who cares? Like she was like, that's my big stovetop. Girl, you have a roof over your head. Can you be thankful for 2 seconds? Like even Alan said in his confessional that she just likes to complain. And that's what it seemed like. She was not grateful for anything. I'm like, this man got a whole place for you to stay after you get there. Can you not be grateful that there is a 2-eye little stovetop, that there is a little convection oven? She was like, oh, it's like the oven my mom bought when I was like, girl, shut up and be grateful that this young, fine man with these abs has somewhere for you to stay. He has come pick you up. He brought you flowers. He was happy to see you. And here you come wanting to talk about a little apartment. Girl, lay down and go to sleep. She kind of got on my nerves. I really thought that she should have been more gracious about the accommodations because the apartment looked clean. It looked nice. I thought that it was adequate for the two of them. I don't know what her problem was. So, you know, Alan is talking about he's ready to get some jiggy going now that they're together. And I'm like, Laura got something for you, baby boy. He talking about getting some jiggy going. Class is in session. Okay, because Laura got some books for you, boo-boo. She got some toys for you, boo-boo. And she got a demonstration for you, boo-boo, so you can learn how to please your woman. I saw some people on Twitter who were asking me, did I think Alan was a little bit slow? I don't think that he's slow. I think that he's never had to please a woman before. Put it together, okay? Between his culture, Middle Eastern men do not do things like oral sex to women. That's degrading to them, all right? That's not what, they don't think that that's what it's for. They don't think that that's a part of sex. They think that women apparently can be pleased in other ways, which for a lot of women, there's not many other ways that we can be pleased. So they just aren't aware of a woman's body. And I'm sure the women in those countries who don't get a chance to speak up and say things like that don't say anything. They just suffer in silence. And so he's also really, really good looking. So he's probably never had to work to please a woman. He's probably always had women come to him. His culture never told him that he needed to do things just for the woman, just to make her happy. He never had that. So it's just a culture difference, and it's a learning curve. And I think that if Aladdin really loves Laura, or if he's really invested in this relationship for whatever reason, that he will learn to please her. And I don't blame Laura for getting him some books and some toys. And she said she was about to show him a trick or two, and that God had sent him this older woman for a reason. So I was like, Aladdin, boy, you better buckle up, because apparently I don't know what went down, but I pray to God that Laura got her orgasm that she has longed for how 6 to 9 months or how long they've been talking. You know, I really wish the best for her with him in that regard, because it's not just Middle Eastern men who have a problem with that. There are American men who think the same way, and sometimes they need to be led by the hand, and that's okay. You know, if a woman had to show you a thing or two in your time as a young man, then that's fine. Do you know how to do it now? Then that's all that matters. And she's teaching her husband to please her, and I think that's what every person has to do in a relationship. You have to show your partner what you like, what makes you happy, what pleases you. And that's just a part of growing together in a marriage. So, you know, I didn't really think that was all that big of a deal. It's funny because I feel like Alan thinks he's got it going on and thinks that he's the man because he's so sexy. But really, you're not the man if you can't make your woman orgasm. Sorry if your kids are listening. I really, really apologize. But It's just the God's honest truth. It don't matter how many abs you got, how many pull-ups you can do, how sexy your haircut is and your beard and all of that. If you can't bring your woman to orgasm, then you're not all that, sir. And that's just gospel. All right. But that was basically it for Laura and Aladdin. Let's move on to the last couple. Okay, so last but certainly not least is Devon and Jaehoon. Were y'all as disappointed as I was that Drusilla was not in this episode this week? I miss my girl Elvira. Elvira, my heart's on fire. Elvira, giddy up, mow, mow. I miss little Elvira, and I'm gonna call her Elvira from now on. That's her name to me now. I missed her a whole lot this episode. I missed her little craziness. I missed her entertainment. Like, to go from what we had last week with her with a pissy poop-filled diaper scooting next to the eggs and chopsticks in between her toes to nothing. TLC, you can't do us like that. We need our Elvira. She brings me joy in the worst ways possible. But Devon said that little Elvira got sick and that they had to send her back home to Utah with her family. Y'all believe that Elvira got sick? Because I don't. I really truly believe that Devon was exhausted and overwhelmed with how crazy Drusilla was acting, and I think that she was slightly embarrassed or felt like his family thought that she wasn't a good mom because of how wild she was acting, and she sent her away. That's really what I think happened. I don't think that she got sick. But, you know, that's the story that she wants to tell, so that's fine. So she decides to show Jaehoon and his family Vegas, and they go on a bus tour. And Jaehoon's parents, you guys, are probably some of the cutest people. They're so sweet, and they just want to take pictures of everything, and they are just like having a great time. And Devon's talking to them through Jaehoon's translation and asking them what they think about America, and they're saying, oh, they love it, it's beautiful buildings and all this stuff. And you know, Devon is just a wet blanket. You know what I think? I think Devon's on anxiety medication. I think that she has some type of depression, anxiety, something, and it causes her to, like, I think that she's on mood suppressants, because homegirl she has the personality of a piece of kale. She doesn't smile, she doesn't laugh, she doesn't crack jokes. She literally just like kind of asks questions and then looks sad and like she's on the verge of tears all the time. And I don't know if it's pregnancy hormones. I don't know if this is just her personality. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna need her to perk up, Buttercup, because your in-laws are in town and you're trying to make a good impression. She keeps on saying that she wants to impress them. She wants them to think that she's a great person and she's good for their son. And yet she just mopes around all the time, and it's really irritating. I'm like, come on, show us something. I really think she's on mood suppressants. I really want to know if she like has depression, anxiety, or bipolar disorder, something that causes her to take some kind of downer, because that's how she acts. She acts zoned out, high, slightly, very just like down. I think she's on some medication, but oh gosh, she's just like hugged up on Jaehoon and just, I'm depressed and I'm sad. Like looking like she's about to cry, and his parents are trying to take pictures of them and she's not smiling at any of them, and Jaehoon's lips are chapped still, and it's just a mess. They're just a mess. Like, they're not a couple that I root for. They're not a couple that I like. I like Jaehoon and his parents. I don't really care for Devon and Jaehoon together. This baby is what's holding them together. I don't think that there's real actual love there. I think that it's infatuation on Jaehoon's part. I think it's a baby daddy on Devon's part. They're a mess, and I don't know what to do with them. Devon goes out to get them breakfast or lunch or some type of food to eat. I don't know what time of day it was. And she comes back in and she had on no makeup, and I literally like physically jumped. I did not recognize her. She looked like a different person. The shape of her eyes is different. The shape of her face is different. So she's using a lot of makeup and a lot of filters to make herself look like how she looks, because she didn't look the same. I was shook. She looked tired. And I know we're talking about a pregnant woman here, and I know all the people are going to jump on my back and say, she's pregnant, give her a break. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to give her a break, but Also, I don't think that she's as pretty as she thinks she is or that Jaehoon thinks she is. But you know what? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So if he likes it, I love it. So they have the conversation about, you know, them being together and them being married. And the father asks, do you love him? And she's like, yes, I love him. And the father's like, well, cool. You know what? You're welcome to the family, girl. So she gets their blessing. And it's just an amazing little scene. She was happy. That was the first time she actually smiled. They cracked a joke about how the father said family. He said it hamily. You know, they were just laughing. And it was the first time that I saw her like be normal and be human, and it was nice. The parents lied and said that they like Drusilla. They don't like Elvira. It's not possible. You know, the mom said that she was cute. I mean, yeah, cute to a point, but I don't think that they actually like this little girl. I think that that was a front for, you know, I don't know what, but yeah, they don't like Elvira. I think that they said that to be nice because they didn't want to hurt Devon's feelings. But nonetheless, Devon's in. I mean, hey, congrats, girl. You can get married to your Korean prince. Do I think these two are going to stay together? No. Do I think they're going to get married? I think that they might actually go through with the wedding. I know I said in my live that they weren't going to get married. I definitely don't think they're going to last, but they might go through with this wedding if they rush it fast enough before Jaehoon comes to his senses and realizes that he needs to run far and fast. But yeah, I'm going to finish my face, do eyebrows and lashes, and then I'll come back to say goodbye. So that's it for this recap. This is my finished face. It's just a little something, you know, it's just a happy hour thing. So not a whole lot done. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of this recap. If you did, leave me a fingernail slap emoji or like a this emoji or something cute. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at NICHI_P_tweets for all my live tweets during the show as it airs in real time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it so much. Share with a friend, like, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.